Okay, go ahead.
The Black Cat, Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay. So the characters of the story is the narrator, the wife, Pluto, other pets, the police, and the other cat. Whoa.
Good save.
Just 1 sec.
That's good.
Yes, y'all good?
Yes.
Hang on
Yes.
just a second.
Oh my.
Maybe you can tell them about the characters.
Very good.
Good Lord, James.
The setting is the narrator is writing the story from prison, but the stories take place at his house.
How many other stories is the narrator looking back at something that happened earlier in his life? Raise your hand if your story was like that. Yeah. So 2 out of 4.
Okay, so our plot and conflict. So the narrator and his wife live in a house with their dog, bird, goldfish, rabbit, and a small monkey, and his cat Pluto.
Pluto and him were like best friends until he begins to have an ill temper.
He begins to neglect all his other pets.
Then he realized the cat loved him so much, he removed Pluto's eye.
One night, the narrator gets angry and grabs Pluto. He goes outside to his garden and ties a noose around the cat's neck and hangs the cat.
Okay, before you go forward, what motivated the narrator to remove Pluto's eye?
The cat loved him so much.
The fact the cat loved him so much.
What were some of the other factors? Like, what was the guy's state of mind when he did that?
Who is not
Crazy.
Specifically.
crazy.
Not crazy, something else.
Yeah, the coronavirus.
Gail, do you know?
Yeah,
Drunk.
I'm trying to tell Morgan.
Yes, he was drunk. In fact, he was not just drunk that day,
He was hammered.
he was an alcoholic.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
And his alcoholism contributed to his. What other word could you use to describe this guy's general state of mind? I'm thinking of a word that starts with a P.
Psycho.
No.
Ain't be going side.
The next letter is A.
Passive aggressive.
R.
Paranoid.
Paranoid. So his alcoholism contributed to his paranoia. So he loved. Well, how did he feel about Pluto?
He loved him.
He loved it, and the cat also
Loved him.
loved him. But one night he comes home in a drunken
State of mind.
and
Take that eye.
takes out his eye. So then, how does the cat act around him?
But neglect, like at least the north.
He just
The cat ignores him, which can you blame the cat? Absolutely not. And so that irritates him further, and which leads him to
well, that same night the house catches on fire and it burns to the ground.
well, that leads him to hang Pluto.
Thomas.
You're fine.
Then house burns down. Okay.
After the fire, walks back into the house and sees the wall is still standing.
He sees a figure of a cat with a rope around his neck.
The narrator is in his den, this is what they call it, and sees a black object. So he approaches it and it was a black cat.
It looked like Pluto, except he had a white patch on his chest.
Mine messed up.
The cat made the man very irritated, so he took his wife and the cat to the cellar.
Then he takes an axe and tries to kill the cat, but accidentally kills his wife.
He killed her by swinging an axe into her brain.
He then freaks out and puts his wife into a wall and covers it with plaster so no one can find the body.
Okay, got that.
Yeah, just
Was
Gail says no.
No, that's a legitimate question. I don't remember it being an
I
accident.
don't.
I don't know, that's what we got.
What do you think, Gail? Do you remember it being an accident?
I don't think it was an accident. Because he didn't want to kill the cat, but then the cat jumped in the wall twice.
Well, when he goes back in the house, you said there's one wall standing, and he sees. What does he see on the wall? So his house just burned down. The wall would be what color?
What?
You know, black, like charred. But there is a
Figure.
outline, like of the cat on the noose that's not charred on this wall, right? Okay? Now this guy already, what's his state of mind already?
He's already
A
paranoid.
little on the crazy side. And then isn't it the next day he sees this or days later when he sees the second cat? This cat that looks exactly like his old cat, except it has a white spot, just like the one standing wall in his house had that one white spot, which makes him go. And then the next time he sees this cat, something is different about it. The first time he sees it, it looks pretty normal, except it has a white, just like his other cat. The second time he sees it, he realizes it's
Eyes
missing an eye.
He also sees an image of a gallows, which is where if you are going to be, what am I trying to say, executed for a crime, the gallows is where that would happen. So he also sees that image too.
It's like a platform.
All I'm saying is this.
It's very
Okay.
strange.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then we gotta. Whose computer is this?
First time I'll be on the ring.
This was a confusing story.
Oh, wait till you hear some of the other ones. This one's
Yeah.
one of the least confusing ones.
Oh, so
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he puts the body in the wall. So the police go to his house and they search the house, and eventually they go down to the cellar.
They didn't find his wife at first, but then the narrator hits the wall and the police find out where his wife's body was.
He then goes to prison.
So while the police are investigating, what do they find?
That the wall is like hollow.
At first, what do they find?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And they're
And-
like literally getting ready to leave, and then the narrator like gets paranoid again, and then he like.
Okay, here's what it says. One day she accompanied me upon some household errand into the cellar of the old building which our poverty compelled us to inhabit. The cat followed me down the steep stairs and, nearly throwing me headlong, exasperated me to madness. How many of you have almost tripped on one of your pets going up or down the stairs? Every day. Okay? Uplifting the axe and forgetting in my wrath the childish dread which had hitherto stayed my hand, I aimed a blow at the animal, which, of course, would have proved instantly fatal had it descended as I wished. But this blow was arrested by the hand of my wife. So, the narrator lifts up his arm to axe the cat, and his wife stops him. Okay? Then it says, but this blow, goaded by the interference into a rage more than demoniacal, I withdrew my arm from her grasp and buried the axe in her brain. So, was it an accident?
Yes.
No. He purposefully turned his anger on his wife.
Maybe
She
sounded so
accidentally
dumb.
stopped him.
Axed her.
And he on purpose hit her.
Okay.
Technically, there's
Go
an
ahead.
accident.
On purpose accident again.
That's it.
Nuh-uh.
us.
Yeah.
You gotta do
Thomas.
this one because you said this.
Fine. The cat represents his inner self. The cat affects how he acts and how he feels. Thinking that when someone or something loves him so much, he needs to get rid of it. What I said yesterday.
No.
It was like a
I was
super
like,
good
wasn't so
moment
bad,
of
bro.
insight, clarity.
Cause he's staring at me.
I was like, cat loved him so much, kept following him around.
Oh, what did you say about the cat?
Yeah, I did. I said.
You said that he represents his inner self that he's like struggles with or is ashamed of or tries to get rid of.
He like, just don't like how he acts, and the cat just reminds him of that, so
Yeah.
he tries to kill the cat. So he goes.
So the cat represents the man's inner self, things that the man doesn't like about himself. Stereotypically, what do men not like? Feelings, emotions, being loved,
That's so
Great.
sexist.
loving things back.
That
And
is so
so,
What?
and so maybe the black cat represents that deep self-loathing of the narrator wanting to fit in with societal norms that men should not have.
Feelings.
That's so sexist.
We don't.
Maybe you don't.
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Well,